The pinhole camera. We start at the very beginning, and I mean the very beginning. The pinhole camera is the most basic form of camera that exists. No lens, no electronics, no viewfinder. Just a light-type box with a tiny hole punched in one side. Here's how it works. Light enters through that small aperture and projects an image on the opposite interior surface. The image appears inverted, upside down, and flipped because light travels in straight lines. This phenomenon is called the camera obscura effect, and it's not new. Early descriptions of it appear in Chinese Mozi writings from around 500 BCE, and the Arab physicist Ibn al-Haytham described it in detail in the 11th century. The first known written description of pinhole photography specifically comes from Scottish inventor David Brewster's 1856 book, The Stereoscope. What makes the pinhole camera special and genuinely unlike any other camera is its infinite depth of field. Because there's no lens, everything from 2 centimeters away to the horizon is equally in focus. There's also a beautiful softness to pinhole images. Edges blur, light dances, imperfections become part of the art. Why does it matter? Because the pinhole camera shows us the raw physics of photography, stripped of every convenience. When you build one, even out of a shoebox or a coffee can, you understand exactly what a camera is doing. Light, hole, surface. That's it. Everything else in modern photography is an upgrade on that simple principle. And yes, you can still build one today. Educational pinhole kits are used in schools worldwide for this exact reason. There's even a worldwide Pinhole Photography Day observed every year on the last Sunday of April. The pinhole camera doesn't just teach photography, it teaches how light itself behaves. The film camera. Now we add chemistry. A film camera captures images by exposing light-sensitive film to, you guessed it, light. The moment you press the shutter, a certain amount of light hits a strip of chemical-coated plastic, triggering a reaction that records the scene. That image is latent, invisible, until it goes through a development process using chemical baths in a dark room. Film cameras dominated photography for most of the 20th century. Every newspaper photograph, every portrait, every family vacation, every historical moment captured before the late 1990s, almost all of it was shot on film. Film cameras differed from everything that came after is intentionality. You have a finite number of exposures per roll, typically 24 or 36. You can't instantly see what you've shot, you have to wait. That constraint forces you to think before you press the shutter. Film also produces a distinctive look that modern cameras still try to replicate. The grain, the color rendering, the latitude and highlights and shadows. Many photographers believe film has a quality that digital has never fully matched. Fujifilm, ironically, built an entire business around simulating the look of classic film stocks inside digital cameras. Film cameras also shaped the design of nearly every camera that followed. The classic layout you're familiar with on a modern DSLR or mirrorless camera, viewfinder on top, shutter button on the right, lens mount in the center, comes directly from the 35mm film SLR. The classic example most people know is the Canon AE-1, released in 1976. It was one of the first cameras to use a microprocessor, making it approachable for beginners while still being powerful enough for professionals. It became one of the best-selling cameras in history and is still being used by photographers today. In fact, film photography has seen a genuine resurgence since around 2020, with young photographers discovering the medium for the first time. Film isn't dead, it's chosen. The digital camera. The digital revolution changed everything. A digital camera captures light using a sensor, typically a CCD or CMOS chip, and converts that light into electronic data. The image is stored as a file, instantly reviewable on a screen. No chemicals, no waiting, no wasted shots. If you don't like what you captured, you delete it. Digital cameras didn't appear overnight.
The first digital camera prototype was built by Kodak engineer Steven Sasson in 1975. It weighed 3.6 kilograms, captured images at 0.01 megapixels, and saved them to a cassette tape. It took 23 seconds per image. But the concept was there. Digital cameras became mainstream in the late 1990s and completely replaced film in most everyday applications by the mid-2000s. The advantages were obvious: immediate feedback, no film cost, massive storage, and the ability to shoot hundreds of images without any additional expense. What sets digital cameras apart is flexibility. The same camera can shoot in bright sunlight and adapt to a dark room by changing ISO sensitivity. Images can be sent to a computer, edited in software, shared online, or printed, all within minutes of being taken. The integration with modern editing tools like Adobe Lightroom and Capture One completely changed how photographers process their work. The category of digital camera is actually enormous. It includes everything from tiny compact cameras to professional cinema rigs. In this video, when we say digital camera, we're specifically talking about standalone point-and-shoot digitals, simple, consumer-grade cameras designed to replace film compacts. A well-known example is the Sony CyberShot DSC-W800. It's a straightforward, compact camera, fixed lens, automatic settings, a sensor that does the work for you. It captures decent quality images without requiring any technical knowledge. For someone who wants a dedicated camera without the complexity of interchangeable lenses, it delivers exactly what's needed. Digital cameras made photography immediate. That immediacy changed not just how often people shoot, but how they think about photography itself. The DSLR camera. For decades, this was the camera. DSLR stands for Digital Single Lens Reflex. The reflex in the name refers to the mirror mechanism at its heart. Here's exactly how it works. Light enters through the lens and strikes a 45-degree mirror sitting inside the camera body. That mirror reflects the light upward through a prism and into an optical viewfinder. What you see through the eyepiece is a direct, real-time optical view through the actual lens, not a digital preview, but real light. When you press the shutter button, the mirror flips up out of the way in a fraction of a second. The shutter opens, light hits the digital sensor directly, and the image is captured. Then the mirror drops back down. That mechanical click-clack you hear is the mirror flipping. This design gave DSLR cameras several advantages. Optical viewfinders are extremely accurate, require no power, and show the scene in real light even in very bright conditions. DSLRs also have large sensor cavities, which allows for bigger sensors and better low-light performance. The interchangeable lens system means you can use everything from ultra-wide lenses to extreme telephoto lenses on the same body. A strong example is the Nikon D3500, which launched in 2018. It's a 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor camera known for its exceptional image quality, intuitive controls, and outstanding battery life, capable of roughly 1,550 shots per charge, which remains one of the best figures in the category. Now, here's the honest update. As of 2025, over 85% of new interchangeable lens cameras sold are mirrorless, and all major camera manufacturers, including Canon, Nikon, Sony, and Fujifilm, have discontinued new DSLR development in favor of mirrorless systems. However, millions of DSLRs remain in active use by both professionals and hobbyists. A DSLR purchased 5 years ago is still a capable professional-grade tool today. The ecosystem of lenses and accessories built around DSLRs over 30 years is immense. DSLRs defined serious photography for a generation. Their legacy is permanent.
The mirrorless camera. This is where we are now. A mirrorless camera removes the mirror entirely. Instead of bouncing light up to an optical viewfinder, light travels straight from the lens to the sensor at all times. A small screen, called an electronic viewfinder or EVF, displays a live digital preview of exactly what the sensor sees. That seemingly simple change has enormous consequences. Without a mirror box, the camera body can be made significantly smaller and lighter. The lens can sit closer to the sensor, enabling new optical designs. The autofocus system can use the entire surface of the sensor itself, rather than a separate dedicated autofocus sensor below the mirror, resulting in dramatically faster and more accurate focus tracking. As of 2025, mirrorless cameras can shoot with AI-assisted autofocus at up to 40 frames per second, using up to 759 focus points. No DSLR has ever come close to those numbers. Face tracking, eye tracking, subject recognition, these features run in real time, continuously. The electronic viewfinder also allows things no optical viewfinder can do: live histograms, exposure previews, focus peaking, zebra patterns for video. You can see exactly what the final image will look like before you press the shutter. The trade-off is battery life. Because the sensor and screen must be powered continuously, mirrorless cameras consume more power than DSLRs. This has improved significantly in recent years, but remains a genuine consideration. A hugely popular example is the Sony Alpha A7 III. It's a full-frame mirrorless camera with a 24.2 megapixel back-illuminated sensor, 693 phase detection autofocus points, 10 frames per second burst shooting, and 4K video. It became a benchmark camera for professionals across portrait, wedding, wildlife, and video work. Launched in 2018, it remained competitive for years afterward, a testament to how complete a package it was. Mirrorless is not the future of photography, it's the present. The point-and-shoot camera. Not everyone wants to think about aperture, and that's completely fine. The point-and-shoot camera was designed with one goal: make photography accessible to everyone. Fixed lens, automatic exposure, automatic focus, built-in flash. You point it, you shoot it, done. Point-and-shoot cameras were everywhere from the 1980s through the early 2000s. Holiday snaps, birthday parties, school trips. This was how most families documented their lives. They didn't produce professional quality images, but they captured real moments with zero barrier to entry. What makes the point-and-shoot genuinely special is its physicality. It's a dedicated camera, not a phone, that fits in a pocket or purse and requires nothing from you except pressing a button. The lens is fixed, meaning it's been optimized for that camera specifically. Many enthusiast-grade point-and-shoots, like the Sony RX100 series and Ricoh GR series, pack surprisingly large sensors into a compact body and produce images that rival much larger cameras. The Canon PowerShot ELPH 180 is a classic example of the consumer end, a slim, affordable camera with 20 megapixels, optical zoom, and simple automatic modes. It's exactly what it says it is, a camera anyone can use. Point-and-shoots struggled once smartphones became capable enough to replace them for casual photography, but there's still a market for dedicated compact cameras, particularly among people who want better optical zoom or image quality than a smartphone can provide, or simply prefer carrying a real camera. The point-and-shoot opened photography to billions of people. That democratization matters enormously. The smartphone camera. The camera you use the most isn't a camera, it's a phone. Smartphone cameras have completely redefined photography, not by having the best hardware, the sensors in smartphones are tiny compared to dedicated cameras, but by combining acceptable hardware with extraordinary software. Computational photography is the key. Your smartphone isn't just capturing light, it's taking multiple exposures simultaneously, analyzing the scene, merging frames, processing depth information, and delivering a final image that looks far better than the hardware alone should produce. Features like night mode, portrait mode, and ProRes video on modern iPhones are all driven by software running on dedicated image processing chips.
The iPhone 15 Pro, released in September 2023, is a strong example of where smartphone cameras have reached. It features a 48-megapixel main sensor with second-generation sensor shift optical image stabilization, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide at 130 millimeters, and a 12-megapixel 5x optical telephoto using a tetraprism design at 120 millimeters equivalent. Apple's photonic engine and deep fusion processing work continuously to maximize image quality across all three lenses. What makes smartphones uniquely powerful isn't just image quality, it's immediacy. The camera is always with you. Images are instantly shareable. The friction between capturing a moment and sharing it is essentially zero. For photojournalists, social media creators, and everyday users, that changes everything about when and why photos get taken. Smartphone cameras have also pushed dedicated camera manufacturers to innovate faster. The competition from phones has made real cameras genuinely better. The smartphone camera didn't improve photography, it multiplied it. The rangefinder camera. This one is for the photographers who shoot slowly. A rangefinder camera uses a different focusing system from anything we've discussed. Instead of looking through the lens, you look through a separate viewfinder window on the front of the camera. Inside that viewfinder, you see a bright, clear frame. When the image is out of focus, two slightly offset ghost images appear. You turn the focus ring until those two images align perfectly. That's your focus. It's slower than autofocus. It's more deliberate. It requires practice, and that's the point. Rangefinder cameras are extremely popular in street photography because they're quiet, compact, and discreet. The shutter mechanism is nearly silent compared to a DSLR's mirror slap. People around you often don't notice you're shooting. The wider viewfinder frame, which sees slightly beyond the edges of the actual frame, lets you anticipate action before it enters your composition. The Leica M6, introduced in 1984, remains one of the most celebrated cameras ever made. It's a fully manual 35mm film rangefinder with a quiet cloth shutter, a bright viewfinder, and build quality that lasts generations. Used Leica M6 bodies still command significant prices on the used market because photographers trust them completely. Rangefinder cameras encourage a more thoughtful, contemplative approach to photography. You're not spraying frames hoping one works. You're waiting, watching, and choosing your moment precisely. In a world of autofocus systems that track 759 points at 40 frames per second, the rangefinder reminds us that sometimes the slower path produces the deeper image. The medium format camera. What if the sensor was bigger? Much bigger. Medium format cameras use sensors or film that are significantly larger than the full frame sensors found in professional DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. While a full frame sensor measures 36 by 24 millimeters, a medium format sensor can be 44 by 33 millimeters or even larger. That additional surface area means more light, more detail, more color depth, and greater dynamic range per shot. The results speak for themselves. Medium format images have a rendering quality that's difficult to describe but immediately recognizable when you see it. A three-dimensional depth to the tones, an almost tactile quality to the textures, colors that feel richer without being oversaturated. This is why medium format dominates commercial, fashion, and fine art photography. When a client needs images for a billboard, a luxury product campaign, or a large format print exhibition, medium format delivers a level of quality that full-frame cameras can't quite match. The Fujifilm GFX 100 II, released in 2023, is the current flagship example. It features a 102-megapixel 44 by 33 mm BSI CMOS sensor, in-body image stabilization, AI-assisted autofocus with face and eye detection, and 8K video capability, all priced at approximately $7,500. A review from Engadget described it as having burst speeds and video capability that surpass any previous camera in the GFX lineup, with autofocus that has improved substantially compared to earlier medium-format systems. Medium format used to be exclusively the domain of large studios with large budgets. Companies like Fujifilm and Hasselblad have made it more accessible, but it remains a significant investment. When image quality is the only priority, medium format is the answer.
The large format camera. And then there's this. Large format cameras use individual sheets of film, not rolls, measuring 4 by 5 inches, 8 by 10 inches, or even larger. The camera itself is a bellows-based system, a lens at the front, a film holder at the back, and a flexible accordion-like body connecting them on a rail. You load one sheet of film, compose your image on a ground glass screen at the back, insert the film holder, remove a protective slide, and press the shutter. One shot. That's it. The process is slow. Setting up a large format camera can take 15 minutes or more. That slowness is not a flaw, it's the nature of the work. What large format offers is absolute control. The front and rear standards, the lens panel and the film plane, can each be tilted and shifted independently. This allows precise control over perspective, eliminating converging vertical lines in architectural photography, and depth of field, tilting the plane of focus to follow a specific surface rather than a flat plane. These camera movements are impossible on any fixed-body camera. The resulting images, when large format film is scanned or printed in the darkroom, have a level of resolution and tonal gradation that remains unmatched by almost any digital system. The Linhof Master Technica is a legendary example, a precision-built field camera used by generations of architectural, landscape, and fine art photographers. These cameras are mechanical masterpieces built to last decades. Large format photography isn't about convenience, it's about the absolute commitment to image quality and the meditative discipline of working slowly and intentionally. The action camera. Now we go fast, very fast. Action cameras are small, rugged cameras designed for one specific purpose: capturing extreme activity without getting destroyed in the process. They're waterproof, they're shockproof, they're dustproof. They mount to helmets, handlebars, surfboards, drones, chest harnesses, and dog collars. The defining feature is their combination of wide-angle optics, advanced electronic image stabilization, and a compact body that stays out of the way while you do whatever you're doing. The GoPro Hero 12 Black, released in September 2023, is the benchmark in this category. It features a 1.9-inch CMOS sensor, notably larger than earlier GoPro sensors, capable of 5.3K video at 60 frames per second and 27-megapixel still images with HDR. Its Hypersmooth 6.0 stabilization analyzes up to 4 times more data than the previous generation, keeping footage smooth even when the camera rotates a full 360 degrees during capture. It includes 10-bit log video for professional color grading and supports wireless audio connectivity for external microphones. What separates action cameras from other cameras is access. They capture moments that traditional cameras simply cannot be present for. Underwater footage, helmet-mounted ski runs, mountain bike descents at 50 kilometers per hour, first-person perspectives that put the viewer directly in the experience. The action camera market has grown significantly, with strong competition from DJI and Insta360 alongside GoPro. But GoPro remains the brand most associated with the category, to the point where people say GoPro footage the way they say Google it. Action cameras made everyone a filmmaker of their own adventure. The 360 camera. What if the frame had no edges at all? A 360 camera captures everything, every direction simultaneously, using 2 or more wide-angle lenses positioned back-to-back. The footage is then automatically stitched together by software inside the camera to create a complete spherical image or video. The resulting content isn't a flat rectangle, it's a sphere. When viewed on a screen, you can look left, right, up, down, or spin around completely. When viewed in a VR headset, you're inside the image. The entire concept of where to point the camera becomes irrelevant. You capture everything and decide where to look afterward. 360 cameras are used in real estate virtual tours, travel content, documentary filmmaking, journalism, and gaming. They're increasingly used for spatial computing platforms. The Insta360 X3, released in 2022, is a widely respected example. It shoots 5.7K 360-degree video with active HDR, captures 72 megapixel 360-degree stills, and uses a 1/2-inch 48 megapixel sensor. It's waterproof to 10 meters without a housing. One of its most interesting features is invisible selfie stick mode. Because the camera can see in all directions, the selfie stick holding it can be removed in post-processing, making shots appear as if the camera is floating in mid-air. 360 cameras represent a fundamental shift in how visual stories are told. They don't capture a perspective, they capture a presence. The instant camera. Some cameras don't make files, they make things. An instant camera prints a physical photograph seconds after you take it. Built-in chemistry in the film pack develops the image automatically as it ejects from the camera. No darkroom, no computer, no wait. Within 2 minutes, you're holding a small, tangible print. The original instant camera was the Polaroid Land camera, introduced in 1948 by Edwin Land. For decades, instant photography was defined by Polaroid. When Polaroid went bankrupt in 2001, it felt like the end of the category. But Fujifilm had been making its Instax format since 1998, and it kept going. Today, instant cameras are enjoying one of the strongest revivals in photography. The Fujifilm Instax Mini 12, released in 2023, is a great example of where the format stands now. A simple, plastic body with automatic exposure control, a close-up mode for portraits, and compatibility with credit card-sized Instax Mini film. It's easy to use, affordable, and produces charming prints immediately. What makes instant cameras irreplaceable is the physical object they create. In a world of infinite digital images stored on invisible servers, an instant print is something you can hold, pin to a wall, write on, or give to someone. It exists as an object in the world, not as data. The CCTV camera. Not all cameras are about creativity. CCTV stands for closed-circuit television. These cameras exist for a single purpose: continuous, reliable monitoring of a space. They don't have large sensors, they don't shoot raw files, they don't care about dynamic range or bokeh. They care about recording what happens reliably for as long as possible. CCTV cameras are everywhere: homes, offices, retail stores, car parks, streets, train stations, airports. They form the backbone of modern security infrastructure. What distinguishes CCTV cameras from other cameras is their architecture. They're designed for continuous 24/7 operation, often with night vision capability through infrared LEDs, weather resistance for outdoor use, and network connectivity for remote monitoring. Modern IP-based CCTV systems allow footage to be viewed and stored remotely through internet connections, with motion detection triggering recording or alerts. The Hikvision DS2CD2143G0i is a well-regarded example, a 4-megapixel outdoor dome camera with EXIR night vision up to 30 meters, an IP67 weatherproofing rating, and H.265+ compression for efficient storage. Hikvision is one of the largest manufacturers of security cameras in the world. CCTV cameras raise important conversations about privacy, public safety, and surveillance. The technology itself is neutral. The ethics depend entirely on how and where it's deployed. But from a technical standpoint, CCTV cameras are an engineering achievement in a different direction from artistic cameras, optimized not for the best image, but for the most reliable image, under the widest range of conditions for the longest continuous period possible.
The drone camera. Now, the camera leaves the ground. A drone camera is a camera mounted on an unmanned aerial vehicle, a drone. The combination allows photographers and videographers to capture perspectives that would otherwise require a helicopter, crane, or specialized aircraft. Aerial angles, bird's-eye views, sweeping tracking shots across landscapes, all accessible to anyone with a consumer drone. Modern drone cameras include sophisticated electronic image stabilization through a 3-axis gimbal, which keeps the camera level and smooth even when the aircraft tilts during flight. GPS positioning allows automated flight paths, return-to-home safety features, and precise hovering. The DJI Mini 3 Pro is an excellent example of how capable consumer drones have become. It weighs under 249 grams, below the registration threshold in many countries, and shoots 4K video at 60 frames per second, 48-megapixel stills with HDR, and supports vertical video shooting for social media. Despite its small size, it uses a 1.13-inch sensor that delivers impressive image quality in challenging light. DJI is the dominant brand in consumer and prosumer drones, though competition from Autel Robotics and others continues to grow. Drone cameras have transformed multiple industries: real estate, surveying, filmmaking, journalism, agriculture, search and rescue. The aerial perspective they provide is not just visually striking. In many professional applications, it's practically essential. The sky is no longer the limit, it's the starting point. The webcam. This one might be on your desk right now. A webcam is a small camera designed for real-time video capture and transmission over a computer connection. Its primary purpose is not photography, it's communication. Video calls, live streams, content creation, remote work. Webcams prioritize different qualities than photographic cameras. Latency matters. The image must arrive on the other end as fast as possible. Compatibility matters. It must work with a wide range of software and operating systems. Consistency matters. The image should look acceptable under varied lighting conditions without manual adjustment. Modern webcams have improved substantially, especially following the surge in remote work during and after 2020. High-quality webcams now offer 1080p and 4K resolution, ring lights, automatic exposure and white balance, noise-canceling microphones, and AI-powered background removal. The Logitech C920 remains one of the most widely recommended webcams available, offering 1080p video at 30 frames per second, stereo audio, and plug-and-play compatibility across Windows and Mac. It's been a standard recommendation for years because it simply works reliably at a reasonable price. For content creators and streamers, dedicated cameras, DSLRs or mirrorless cameras with capture cards are increasingly used as webcam alternatives for significantly better image quality. But for most users in most contexts, a purpose-built webcam is the right tool. The webcam made global communication visual. That's not a small thing. The thermal camera. This camera doesn't see light. It sees heat. A thermal camera, also called an infrared camera, detects electromagnetic radiation in the infrared spectrum emitted by objects based on their temperature. Every physical object radiates heat. The warmer the object, the more radiation it emits. A thermal camera captures this radiation and translates it into a visible image where different temperatures appear as different colors or shades. The resulting images look nothing like photographs. They're ghostly heat maps. Hot objects glow white or yellow. Cool objects appear dark blue or black. Gradients of temperature shown in false color palettes. What thermal cameras reveal is invisible to the human eye under normal conditions. Heat loss through walls and windows in building inspections. Electrical faults, where overheating components reveal a failing circuit. Wildlife at night, visible through body heat when they're completely hidden. Missing persons in search and rescue operations. Medical applications, including fever screening and identifying inflammation. The FLIR E8XT is a respected example in the professional inspection market. It's a handheld thermal camera with a 320 by 240 pixel infrared resolution, built-in Wi-Fi for remote image transfer, and a combined visual and thermal camera for overlaying heat maps on standard photographs. FLIR, now part of Teledyne Technologies, is the leading brand in commercial and scientific thermal imaging. Thermal cameras see the world as energy rather than light. They reveal truths that visible photography cannot. The scientific camera. The final camera type doesn't take photos of the world we see. It photographs worlds we can't. Scientific cameras are built for research-grade precision imaging. They're used in astronomy, microscopy, medical diagnostics, spectroscopy, and laboratory analysis. Unlike consumer cameras optimized for natural-looking images, scientific cameras are optimized for absolute accuracy, capturing extremely faint signals with maximum sensitivity and minimum distortion. Scientific cameras often work outside the visible light spectrum entirely. They can be cooled to extremely low temperatures, sometimes below -60 degrees Celsius, to reduce electronic noise to almost zero, allowing the detection of single photons. They can capture in ultraviolet, near-infrared, and X-ray wavelengths depending on the application. The Andor Xyla 4.2 Plus, made by Oxford Instruments, is a recognized example in the scientific imaging space. It's a CMOS camera, a scientific complementary metal oxide semiconductor with a 4.2 megapixel sensor, 82% peak quantum efficiency, meaning it captures 82% of incident photons, and a read noise of under 1 electron. It's used in single-molecule imaging, live cell fluorescence microscopy, and laser diagnostics, applications where the camera's sensitivity determines whether a scientific discovery is made or missed. Astronomical scientific cameras, like those used on the James Webb Space Telescope, are among the most sophisticated instruments ever built, detecting infrared light from galaxies over 13 billion years away. Scientific cameras don't just support discovery. In many cases, the camera itself is the discovery, making visible what was previously unknowable.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more religion and cultural history video, and click here for another video.